Good morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. Today is Saturday, October 22nd. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, you know I love and appreciate you so much and the support you continue to show me. Okay, so with that being said, let's work on something in this pink folio journal. I do have a mess on my table again because I unloaded my totes and I'm trying to work on the Christmas swap journal and this journal at the same time. So it's a little messy. This is how the page turned out that I sprayed with water the other day. I just let it air dry. It was at the end of the last video and it's really neat. So I'm hoping there's not potty language in this and that we can use this maybe in collage or whatever, but I like how it came out. It's pretty, and I may actually paint some pages to use in here. Like I have time for this, right? But I signed up for a free mixed media classes, multiple mixed media classes for the weekend, and they're free. Luckily, I'm realizing that I can go back and watch them. Hopefully, I'm sorry, was that plastic loud? Hopefully they'll stay up longer than just this weekend because I really want to watch them. Like, I'm trying to listen. Well, I finished listening to one this morning. I had her on fast forward because it was a really, really slow lesson, but her approach and her technique was kind of cool. So I am kind of learning, even though I'm just mostly like listening. Hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, so I thought what we might do is just go through and look for where we might want to place some pockets. This is the stack of the ephemera. Remember, I couldn't find it in the one video. I was like, what did I do with it? But see, I backed them with the copy paper and did some stenciling. What is that? That's my husband. Hang on. Sorry about that. We have our chipmunk trap down, and I was watching the squirrel, and I'm like, she is going to get in there. I know she is. And he just sent me a video as she got in the trap, so he released her. And we have rehomed 18 chipmunks this year. It is crazy. Okay, so where was I? I would say squirrel, but it literally was a squirrel this time. Okay, so we have pockets. These are pockets that were in the kit that I got from Tailor Made Journals. So I have these little coin envelopes, and I've got those with the pink paper in them. There's some pockets. We've got some tags, the little mason jars that I stenciled on the back. Some more journaling cards. So we have lots of pieces that are actually already made. I think what I will do is maybe tie some ribbon around it. You know, I've got these colors of glacier paste that we're totally going to use on some of these pieces. I have my silver gilding wax, my white glacier paste as well. So those colors will go really, really well with this. Let's see, what else was I thinking? Excuse me, I'm sorry. I've got some white liquid pearls. I've got some stickles. So we have a lot of things that we could actually use for embellishing these pieces because I do have an inkjet printer. I do have to be mindful of getting pieces wet. I've got some enamel dots that I have never used, so that'll be fun. Anyway, I have to be mindful of getting things wet because I have an inkjet, not a laser printer. Mark and I did look at the EcoTank printer, and I'm just going to use my printer until it dies because I just can't justify spending that on a printer right now. So anyway, that having been said, let's move on. So we have the two signatures, and when I open this up fully, you're not able to see the full width of this, so hopefully that's not too bothersome for you. I will try to kind of work back and forth. Kind of what my plan is this morning is I just want to go through and I have this vellum snowflake pocket that my friend sent me, and I'm really hoping to make it work. It's blue, but there's a lot of blue in the Lorna's kit, so hopefully I can make that work. And then this is just dyed paper that I've got a pocket made, so hopefully we can make that work as well. I just totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, it's nice outside, so I have to go out and do some more yard work. Yesterday I was on stick duty. Mark had trimmed some bushes and stuff, and so we got that all picked up. We have to continue to kind of clear out and get things trimmed back to get ready for the winter season. But some of the stuff isn't ready to cut back yet, so I got to be really careful with that. So what I'm kind of thinking is, like, since there's 2 of these pockets, I can put one in the front signature and one in the back signature. Ooh, that's really pretty on that page. Ooh, I like that. Let's see. See that on that page that I don't know what that is. Oh, eraser. I'll go through and clean this when it's finished. But anyway, I like that there. I think I'm going to use that there. So I'll paper clip it. And so I'm just going to go through here and kind of paper clip the pockets where I think I want them to be. I want a balance between the front and the back signatures, just so that it flows and it fills up kind of. I like those on the pink paper. I wasn't going to put them on the pink paper, but they pop. They pop, I think, more so than like if I put them on the white paper. But remembering also that I have to stencil and everything on the white space, so I'm not going to leave all the white space. I just have to stencil, stamp, stuff like that in the white space. So that's going to happen. This, I actually think, so I don't know, you know, and that could be a top tuck too. That would be cute as a top tuck. Maybe we'll do that. And this music paper is kind of feeling a little fragile, so I think what I may end up doing with that, you guys know that sometimes I like to come in and, I want that one as a bottom. Do I like it there? No. Come in and maybe do some collage or put a napkin on there. You know, we've got lots of options, so I want to make sure that I need to put that like toward the back here. Make sure that everything is kind of balanced. So that's just kind of what I'm looking for in this process. So I'll just flip through and kind of put my pockets, you know, where I think they might work. We'll see what we have for ephemera and then see what we can work on and get a page embellished. Okay, so I have just gone through and roughly added some bits in here. So I tried to do it evenly for bulk, and then as we embellish, of course that's going to change a little bit. I'm not planning on embellishing every single page. However, we all know that my journals always end up being quite chunky. As a matter of fact, as just a little side funny for you, my Christmas swap journal, I have stopped calling it a chunky monkey and it's now Fatty Patty. So if your name is Patty, please don't take offense. It just, I was being silly, and so the journal is now named Patty. But anyway, okay. So I don't have anything in here on the flips or anything like that yet. I really was just focusing on adding some of the bits and pieces to the actual journal pages to get us started. So like this needs, you know, I need to finish cutting this. I need to back it to give it some stability because it's just on paper to be a tuck spot. I have, you know, a little flippy down extra journaling spot there. The music page is, again, it's thin, it's vintage, and it needs some stability added to it. So just going to go through and do some things like that. So I think I'm just going to go maybe like just start at the front and work my way through. We definitely need something on here. I should have, and I even caught myself, if you watched the last video, I was like, oh, I'm sewing this in before I have gotten rid of my white space. And that's okay because I wanted to get this sewn in so that way I could watch the bulk of it. But it does make it a little bit more difficult when it comes to stamping or stenciling or whatever. But luckily I have my little cheap foam thingy that I got on clearance at Joann, and that's going to give us some help. Or just even putting the Dollar Tree cutting mat in there just to stabilize that page so we can get some designs put on it. Do you think I have any of my Christmas stamps down here? Not really, no. So we're gonna go with just some regular stamps for some background designs. And I'm probably gonna like stamp off on a piece of paper and then stamp on here so it's not so dark. So let me grab those stamps. All right, so I have my Paisley stamp, and then you guys know I love this stamp. I use it a lot. I just love it. I think it's so pretty. So let's stamp on just a book page here and see what we're gonna get. And I think I'm gonna use my speckled egg just for a lighter color. But this is such a really, I don't wanna use either of the words that are coming to mind because I know people hate those words. Let's just say it is a very heavily inked, ooh, pad. Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty. But definitely need to do some second generation on that because you know what it's gonna do is it's going to, do I wanna do that? I do. I don't want such hard lines. Oh, what am I gonna do now? Well, it's on there now. Hopefully it won't soak through. Just gonna keep going. Just go with it, right? It's what we've got to do. So, it's okay. We'll make it work. That's really pretty on that text, though. I wonder if there's any bad words. I'll have to read it and see, because that's a really cool background. That's a very cool background. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna stamp it again. Just because I feel like playing. I have so much to do. I really don't have time to be playing, but I have a feeling I'm gonna play today a little bit. I just need it, like my soul needs it. Do you ever need to just play? I do. I have a, oh, so pretty. I hardly ever use the stamp too, but, what was I gonna say? Oh, who knows? Oh, I have an idea. I learned it at the retreat that I went to. It's kind of a new technique, and so I have to do that later today, which of course, hopefully I can film, but you're not going to see it until January. So hopefully I can make it work. All right, let me take this out. I'm gonna leave that. It needs to dry. I need to think about what I want to do with that. I actually don't mind it. And I know what we can do. We can kind of stencil around that maybe and just kind of incorporate that pattern. Where are my stencils? There. Oh, here's the snowman die. I can show you the snowman die too. Kept my oatmeal lids because it held the ink daubers. So those will go back in here. Oh, there's my gold ink too. Here's the snowman die. Did I show you guys this already? I don't think I did. So cute. Can you see him? So cute. So we're gonna have to cut him too. But he can come out of here because I won't be taking him on my trip this winter. And then let's do maybe some of that on there. Or, I don't know, make a decision, right? Okay. Okay. Oh, I have to spend some time cleaning up today, though. Like, I can't keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to have an avalanche, and it's going to be bad. So, you need to just take some time and clean up a little bit, and then that will help me, too, with the packing process. So, I have my table in the back, which I've told you guys like probably more times than we care to count, and so I have to just start collecting and gathering and working on things, so it'll all come together. I mean, it will. Like Mark and I were talking about that this morning because we're both a little frazzled. Like he was just telling me he's leaving now. He's got to go help his dad today, which is fine. I mean, we are taking that into account. I've got to go over and help him at some point also. Oh, I like that. That's softening that, and that hard line is kind of disappearing, so that's good. Let me get my stencil lined up here. So anyway, we're taking that into account, like with our schedule and stuff, but we're like, we need to know like what you want or what you need, you know, and, but he just doesn't have he just doesn't plan ahead like some people do, and that's okay. That's how he operates. So we'll make it all work. Okay, I think that's cute actually, and that softened that background. It's not that big of a deal that I made a mess out of it. And in fact, I think I'm just gonna go over this on this page too a little bit, because I'm thinking this might be a cool tag base. Well, though it says blood there, so we might have to strategically place some bling or something on it. Okay, let's see. Sometimes these Reader's Digest books, you still have to watch the language in them, or at least the content, to make sure you're not having something like blood in your Christmas journal. But that's a cute page. I like it. We'll just pull that out. See? Just subtle and pretty. I like it. Ooh, and some splatter on there might be pretty too. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, set it aside. Keep going. See, I'm telling you, squirrels everywhere. They're running everywhere. All right. Maybe we'll come back and put a belly band on there or something. I don't know. We're not there yet. So moving on to the next page. So this page we're going to do this pocket on. Hopefully you can see that. I'm trying to stay in frame. It is hard, as I've said, with this being such a wide piece, but I do love making these, and I hope you're enjoying it. I know. Oh, I had a question. So I had a comment from a viewer, and she said that she was really having a hard time trying to follow the design of this, and she got frustrated with it. So I did offer for her to send me pictures, because I'd be happy to help her like look at it and see. And she was like, no, you're too busy, you don't have time, which I always want to make time for you. I don't want you guys to feel like I don't have time for you. So my question is if I can figure out how to put this in like a tutorial format, would you be interested in buying a tutorial for how to build it? So that's a question that I have. So let me know, so that way, if that's something that you're interested in, I can try to get that created for you. I keep moving things around here and I keep losing them. Yeah, so let me know. That's something I can try to do for sure. Okay. So I don't know where I got these at a yard sale, and I don't know what they are. I got them in a pack, and they've got like this little, I can't read that. Might be a Tupperware piece. I don't know what it is, but I like it for a stencil. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy using it. So let's see. I don't know if speckled egg falls in blue or green, to be perfectly honest with you, but I don't think that either way it will ruin my brush. So I'm just gonna go with blue. I really don't know what color. Do you guys know what color this falls in? Because it's kind of like a gray, green, blue. I think it could be either. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. Probably because I am. But it makes a really neat design, and I've got a lot of ink on there. This one is just so wet. See what it's doing? Oh, is it gonna bleed? We don't want it to bleed. But it's art, right? It's art. So we get what we get and we go with it, and we have happy little accidents, don't we? We can always say, I meant to do that, right? But I'm telling you, this ink pad is like, shouldn't dry out for a long time. That's for sure. For sure. Okay. I kind of like it. I do kind of like it. And this won't matter. We can hide that. But this is just the beginning stages. Ooh, that's pretty on there. That's really pretty on there. I like it. Okay, so let's clip that back on there. And I'm just going to keep going, okay? And like this, I'm not worried about this because this is something that we can deal with. Ugh, I need to clean up my table already. You know, we could do something like that. We could put just, you know, a cluster there across the top maybe, you know, even just like that on there would hide that where that bled through, and it'll be fine. So I'm not worried about it. It's all just the beginning stages of embellishing, right? And if we have things like that that happen and then we get afraid or we decide, oh, I don't like that, I don't want to do that, well, you know, that's not necessarily in our best interest. So we just go with it. And yeah, we just go with it. Okay, so I'm backing this onto some just book page to stabilize that for a pocket. Do I want something thicker than that? Do I have? I do. Hang on. Okay, so I've just gotten, you know, a glue book page, and it was folded in half and glued, and I've glued my image to it, and I'm going to let that dry before we trim it, but let's get some embellishment put on there, because then that'll be really cute on that page for a tuck. And it's soft right now, but as that glue dries, the glue stick dries, that's going to firm that page up for us. I've shown you guys my room before. You know it's a mess in here. And with me doing the 2 projects at once, it's like crazy. Okay, so she's got her cute little ribbon here. So what I think I want to do is put some glitter on her outfit, and then we'll add a little bit of stickles to maybe his hat and collar and her collar. And then I don't have green stickles, but do I? No. That's not the good color for the Christmas tree. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Oh, we have neon stickles. Crushed pineapple. I don't think we want that. That's like no, no, and no. Okay. I didn't think I had green. In fact, I know I don't. It's in my cart to buy. So let's see. Ooh, we could just do a little bit of like a gold shimmer on the Christmas tree, maybe. We'll see. Let's just start with this. And where is my little paintbrush? I don't know. I do not know. Well, we'll just use this. Make and do with what we have, right? Oh, I haven't opened this yet. Hopefully I can get this peeled back. Normally I end up sticking my thumb right through the top of it, and then I have glitter for days on my fingers. Okay. Oh, I love this stuff. It's so pretty. Oh, love, love, love it. All right. So I'm just going to just dip that in there just a little. And just go and kind of paint her little bows, and then when I'm done, you'll be able to see it's gonna give her some shimmer. So I will be back when I'm done with this. It'll take me a little while, and I don't want to bore you with that. Okay, so it's drying. You can see I rounded the top corner. I did a little bit of silver on the Merry Christmas, but honestly I don't like it. I may end up covering it. But you can see I added some just shimmery highlights to just bring that to life. I used the gold one, that's hidden here. The gold jelly roll in their hair and their little eyes with a dot of white. I used the pink glacier paste on her bows. I did the diamond stickles on their fur parts of their coats and stuff. And I did the green glacier paste on the tree, the white glacier paste for the snow. And that just gives that a little bit of life, a little dimension there. So I think that's going to be pretty on our page. I like that. I think that's going to look nice. Let's see if I can pick this up without dropping it. So that's what, and then that'll be a tuck spot. So I'm going to finish letting that get good and dry before I glue it down. Actually, I can glue it, but then just leave the page open, and that way it will dry. So that'll be the last piece I make in this video. I do have to go do some things, and I'll let this dry, and then I might come back and work on it a little more. Like I said, Mark had to go help his dad, so he's not home right now, and I have my list is very long, but filming is on my list of things that I need to do. So I will probably over the next few days be filming in the morning when I'm waiting on it to warm up to go outside. Oh my gosh, I had sprayed some bug spray in the RV, and it's supposed to be natural, and it's supposed to be very effective. So I sprayed the floor because we keep getting ants in there, and so I'm trying to get them out. And oh my gosh, it smells so bad. So now I have to completely scrub all the floors, the tile floors, to try to cut through that. It's an essential oil spray. I bought it. I didn't make it, which I normally do make my own essential oil stuff. Oh, that is so not dry. I should have waited. I'm rushing this, so I'm doing very unwise things. So do not do like I'm doing. If you're doing something and you're following along, let your art supplies dry before you try to get them on your page. So I may end up having to re-glue that, but hopefully not. I mean, 3-in-1's a good glue. It'll be okay. All right, I just have that glacier paste like right to that edge, so I'm trying not to stick my finger in it. Okay, there we go. So that's something that I have to do is get that cleaned out, get my freezer organized because the beef is getting prepared on Monday, so just lots to do. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that you're doing something that's creative and doing something to inspire yourself. I mean, I know, I love this glacier paste. You guys are probably like, that's a lot of sparkle. But it's Christmas and it's snowy and it's got to be shiny and pretty. So I think it'll be fun. And we're just going to keep working on this. I know I keep saying that I'll try to be more focused in the next video. I honestly wasn't sure where I was going with this video when I started it, but I do like that piece. And see that little kitty right there? He's gonna have some shimmer and shine too. So those are things I will probably do off film because you know I'm going to be doing that. I'm sorry for the shadows. It's kind of dark out still. Anyway, but I think it'll be fun. I think that'll be a really just kind of an eclectic journal when we're done, and I'm just going to do what makes my heart happy with it, and I'm going to embrace the whoopsies as they happen because let's face it, we all have them. It's just a matter of whether or not we share them. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.